My name is Marcus Miller. I'm with Keller Williams out of the Kalamazoo Market Center. And what I'm going to take time out to do today is go over with you my first transactions and let you know some of the mistakes I made. So if you're a realtor or even if you're a buyer and your realtor do make these mistakes, you will know how to overcome them. Wasn't no major mistakes that's deal breakers, but it was still mistakes like things that I never thought about. But you hear people talking about it, lenders talking about it and stuff like that. And I'm gonna go over this whole transaction from the beginning to the end of how it really happened. So we're gonna start off like this. Miss Barber, she been seeing me put the work in, going to work at nighttime from 10:30 to 7 o'clock in the morning. Then I get off work and be a realtor during the daytime, even though I'm technically a full-time worker and technically a part-time realtor. I don't know how to go part-time as being a real estate agent. I don't know how to do nothing half-ass. So I'm really a full-time realtor, full-time dad, full-time machine operator. Okay? So she seen me, was like, Marcus, I got somebody free. I'm like, okay, talk to me, Miss Barbara, talk to me. What you talk about? She was like, this guy, he's a veteran, he's ready to go, he's ready to buy now. So I call him up, I go meet with him. I buy a consultation. I think we go to where we go, we end up going to Starbucks here in the Battle Creek area. I broke down to him the whole transaction of buying the home process. So I sent him to one of my lenders. For some reason, that lender right there couldn't get him approved for whatever reasons. That's why it's good if you listen to this and you're a realtor to have more than one lenders. Like my team lender Melissa told me, there's good lenders and there's bad lenders. I hate to say it, but it just is what it is. Going online and going to another lender, and that lender ended up getting approved for a loan up to $135,000 veteran loan. And some of the things that you need to know about the veterans loan is absolutely it's a loan for veterans, of course, and it's no money down. Got the pre-approval letter. Not bad. October 24th. So I already had him on the portal in the MLS, so he was already looking at houses, and I was going around showing him houses already. But now we got a price range. So I put in the portal 145,000, between 145,000 and 75,000 his price range. So I know what you're thinking. If he only approved for 135, Marcus, why are you putting him at a price range of 145? Because everything's negotiable. The way the market is right now, at least from what I'm seeing from my own perspective, is houses is overpriced. They starting off at overpriced. Okay? For whatever reason, the sellers is selling houses overpriced. So just because the sellers are selling their house for 145, don't mean that it's worth 145. See any houses that's 145, and we don't think it's worth 145, we're gonna negotiate it down. Okay? So with that said, we found some homes immediately, ASAP. So the first home we put in, we asked the seller to pay half of the closing costs. Okay, and we put the offer in, but we was outbidded. Okay, that was the first time, and he was kind of discouraged because he really wanted the house. He put the time and effort in, and he wanted the house, but we got outbidded by 2 other bids. So we moved on to the next house. We put the offer in, we got outbidded again, and this all within like a week and a half time span. So I go talk to him, I go sit down with him and talk to him. He's like, yeah, man, what you said is really happening. We really getting outbidded, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give up. But we just gotta get it done, Marcus. I was like, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. So what I did was that day, remember like it happened yesterday. I went back, I was like, God damn, this shit is frustrating. You know what I'm saying? Even though the realtors at Keller Williams told me this stuff was happening, from Melissa to Nikki to Parker to Cassie, they told me like this stuff was happening, but until you actually get out here and go through it, getting overbidded, and your homeowner not getting their offer accepted, it's frustrating. So what I did was I went back and what I called the lab. This is the lab temporarily. This is my lab, my home, my office. So I was thinking like, damn, what can I do to try to not get outbid. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was I went back and looked at all the houses that was on the market for over 25 days. Okay? So as I started looking, I'm looking like boom, bam, boom, bam. So I called the listing agent. I'm like, listen, man, I seen this one house. I was like, listen, man, before I put this offer in, I just want to know, do you think that your seller would even entertain paying of all my buyers' closing costs on the VA loan that can close in 30 days? You know what I'm saying? So they said they called their seller, and their seller said, shit, hell no. So I said, hell no. But what I remember was, right, earlier that month, I want to say in November, we had a team meeting at Keller Williams. Remember, like it happened yesterday. And Cassie was in the back of the room, and she said something. She was like, the market is changing, y'all. Cassie said, the market is changing, y'all. My buyer got a seller to pay all their closing costs. Cassie said, my buyers just got the seller to pay all their closing costs. I said, damn, that's what's up. So now I'm thinking, shit, if Cassie can do it, you know what I'm saying? Why can't I? Like Ben told me, it's only 3 things they can say. Yes, no, or counteroffer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a realtor. When I call people after their business, I'm used to getting hung up on people telling me no. So why not ask? You know what I'm saying? So I seen this house on Golgott Street here in Battle Creek. It's been on the market for like 20-something days, and the owner and the seller dropped the price $10,000. I'm like, oh man, he looked motivated. So I called the agent, the listing agent. I was like, listen, man, how you doing, man? My name is Marcus Miller with Keller Williams. We think about, me and my buyer is thinking about putting an offer in on this house. Will your client, you think, even entertain of paying up to $6,500 of the closing costs? And he said something. He was like, if I was you, I'd just put the offer in. I said, okay, thank you. So I put the offer in. The offer got accepted that day. Yes. So not only did I get the seller to pay all my buyers' closing costs, and it's a VA loan, he had to put no money down. Okay? So now the transaction is moving. You know what I'm saying? We gotta close within 30 days. And what I tell my buyers is this: we a team. Okay? We are a team. If the lender call and asks that you need something to turn in, try to do it as soon as possible. Because in this market, shit can always go wrong. Shit always happen. Okay? So I tell them, they ask you to get something, let's get it in quick. And that's what we moving. He calling me, I'm calling him. The lender said he need this. You know what I'm saying? He can't get it. I'm like, do you need help trying to get it? Do you know the resources to get it? We working as a team. We calling each other. We in constant communication with each other. Okay? So the offer is in. We get to the earnest money deposit. The earnest money deposit gotta be within 48 hours. But keep in mind, my buyer, he works all the time. So the 48-hour mark is getting there. So what he do is he go to he have his girlfriend bring him a money order for the earnest money deposit. Okay? So she bring me the money order, I'll go turn it in. So the lender called me, was like, we need the money order to come from his bank account. I was like, you do? I'm like, yeah, because they gotta show the proof of funds that's in his bank account. It can't come from another person unless it's gifted. But it wasn't gifted at that time. It was just a $500 money order, something innocent. But the way the lending world is right now, they want to make sure all that money is accounted for, and ain't nobody just giving you money. Okay, so that was one of the mistakes that I made, which I should have knew better. But you live and you learn from mistakes. I'm not scared to say that I made a mistake. It wasn't nothing that couldn't get fixed. All he had to do was, all the lender had to do was go inside his bank account and show that he has the earnest money deposit, right? But now I know that the money got to actually come from his bank account. The earnest money probably got to come from his bank account. And so as we're doing the transactions, what also I made a couple mistakes in is not really mistakes, because I call myself early off in the beginning, nothing detrimental. But when you doing contracts negotiations, you got to, after the final document gets signed, offer accepted, you have to send your client, your buyer or the seller, the transactions, the papers that they sign as soon as possible. Whether it's in person, whether it's in an email, because sometimes a lot of stuff get going on, and sometimes that may slip our mind. So when the document gets signed, just remember, as a realtor, or if you're a buyer or a seller, just know that person who represents you is supposed to get you on paper. We're supposed to close in 30 days. What ended up happening was we actually closed in 28 days. A VA loan closing in 28 days is good. It's real good. And actually, we could have closed a little bit earlier, but the Thanksgiving holiday was there. So we did it the Monday after the Thanksgiving holiday. Okay? We were supposed to close the week before. So actually, we closed in like 25, 26 days, you feel me? Which is actually good. Now, at closing, because the way the negotiation was that I helped my buyer go into, he ended up getting money back at closing. Now, the $6,500 paid for his closing costs, his points, okay? And they used that money to lower his interest rates. So at the end of the day, my buyer ended up getting like $1,500 back at closing. Now remember, he brought no money for the down payment. The seller paying up to $6,500 of his closing costs. And at the end, he got money back because $6,500 was too much for the closing costs. We took care of everything. Okay? We took care of everything. Okay? So he ended up getting money back at the end of the transaction. Now that $1,500 that he got back, he could have used it for furniture, to change the locks on his house. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, it felt real good helping someone achieve one of their lifetime goals of home ownership, especially with him being a veteran, serving his country in the armed services. It felt good. It felt good. Okay, it felt real good. I can't. Everything I'm telling you is true right now. And if you want to know more details, call me. Area code 517-775-0511. My name is Marcus Miller, your local realtor with Keller Williams. You can reach me at Marcus Miller at kw.com, marcusmiller.kw.com, or you can call me at area code 517-775-0511. Okay? And every time I make a transaction, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go over everything that I learned. Every time I make a transaction, I'm going to go over everything that I learned so people would know not to make the same mistakes that I made. Everybody always want to hear about the good. All right? But what about the bad? You can't be afraid to make mistakes. Okay? Everybody's going to make mistakes. Everybody's going to make mistakes. But you live and you learn from your mistakes so you won't make them again.